Lawrence Homebrew coming at you with a beer review. It has been a full day, and if the camera was pointing this way, you would see little Nerf darts everywhere. We've had Nerf wars and all kinds of games inside, and earlier we were at the air show, and that was a lot of fun. We got to see an osprey flying around where they do like the helicopter and then take off. That was a blast. But right now I've got a beer that should hopefully be something good. Maybe not a blast, maybe some caffeine blast though. It is a coffee ale. It's the Golden Coffee Ale from pFriem Family Brewers out of Hood River, Oregon. You know, I've had a few of these that are really good, so let's hope this one is too. I enjoy the style. This is 6% ABV and 30 IBUs. People refer to it as either a golden ale or an American pale ale. I think golden, probably more appropriate since American pale ales are pretty hoppy, but we'll see. Let's get it cracked open. All right, we'll get the pour. These are usually not super complex beers. All right, well that is definitely golden. Look at that. It's very clear. Bubbles rose quickly to a nice white head. Let's get the nose. Well, that's interesting because I got a little bit of coffee on the nose, but I got a lot of hops going on. Wow, because there's quite a bit of hops in that. I mean, I'm getting a light coffee, a kind of a subdued coffee in there. It's definitely a golden ale, but I was getting some citrus going. I was getting a little bit of grapefruit on there and a little bit of some lemon on there. A light, like some kind of spicy earthiness to it. Yeah, like some lemon rind, you know, a little bite of that. And a little hint of pine. So this might be quite hoppy. Now there's no numbers out on this to my knowledge. This is pretty new, pretty fresh. So here we go, cheers. That's interesting. Just the subtlest note of coffee in there. The coffee actually gives it an earthy taste, kind of tones the whole thing down and smooths it out. But it is definitely a pale ale. There's no question in this case. It's definitely an American pale ale. It's not overly hopped, but I think the coffee just gives it this interesting smoothness. A light acidity on the backside. You get this like earthy, smooth kind of flavor on the backside and bitterness that's coming from the coffee. And some interesting fun sweetness came through. It's a nice sweetness. I got a little bit of toasted malts going on there. A light breadiness on it. Maybe even a hint of like a biscuit malt, but more on that bready side. Still those earthy tones are really there. A little bit of that pine. But I am on the front side, I'm getting kind of a generic citrus, but I would say it leans towards, like I said, the grapefruit, and then like a grapefruit rind, and maybe a splash of lemon and lemon rind. There's something else going on there that I'm not quite picking up. So I'm going to take a little bit of time with this. I'll come back with a few more notes and some numbers. So I was kind of curious in the break, and I decided to read. It says on the back, fruity Kenyan coffee. Well, I could get that. And aromatic hops create the perfect harmony in pFriem's Golden Coffee Ale, a rich citrus and nutty flavored, quaffable treat for both coffee and beer lovers alike. Now, fruity coffee, I get that, because this, it's just got so much hop, fruity type characters with a really mild coffee earthiness on the backside. Fun though. It's pleasurable. I've had better golden coffee ales, definitely. You know, when I think you say a coffee ale, I think you need to have some coffee in it. This is definitely American pale ale with some coffee. With all the hops in there, combined with the coffee, it's one of my sons, Collins here, actually said it's like it's a green coffee. You get a vegetable taste in it, which is building a lot more. Which is not as attractive for sure. Ratings. Well, I think I have to go the American Pale Ale direction. There's no question. So in terms of American Pale Ales, but a coffee one, I have to throw that in. They were advertising coffee, which I'm really just only getting in earthy tones. I can't rate it that high. For American Pale Ale in general, if I was just going straight American Pale Ales, still those vegetable tastes wouldn't rank it very high. I might give it an 84. But the fact that they were advertising coffee on this, yeah, no, I've got to take it down. 81. This is the lowest score I've ever given a pFriem beer. What's interesting is the taste of this reminds me of fresh hop beers, which I enjoy a little bit, but yeah, they're really not my thing. Christian likes them quite a bit, but they don't do it for me, and I get a lot of that flavor on here. So overall, again, I just can't rate it that high. I'm going to rate it a little higher because I'm going to take away the whole aspect of, is it coffee or not. But not much. I'm going to give it an 83 overall. They're out of Hood River, but they make some amazing beers. I mean, and some of their Belgian beers, etc., are some beautiful beers that they make out there. So don't let that deter you from this brewery. They know their stuff. This is just not my favorite of theirs. This is Kevin Clements Homebrew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you on the next beer review.